This is Aussie Mac Zone. We'll cover everything Apple, including Macs, iPhones, iPads, and more. All this from an Aussie perspective. Sit back, relax, insert yourself into the zone. The Aussie Mac Zone.
Hi everybody, welcome to show 320 Aussie Mac Zone. How are you, Zarn?
Fantastic, Michael. How are you?
Very good, thanks, mate. Very good. Bit of a cold, but very good. Tonight, again, IT help to you and microseconds. Now, still again, a big thanks to all the firefighters, defence personnel and volunteers across Australia and all the visiting ones from overseas.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
And also our wildlife workers and volunteers. Our Aussie Apple ramblings this week start, happy birthday iPad, 10 years, and they said it wouldn't last. 10 years, we've had the iPad for 10 years.
And who said it wouldn't last?
Oh, lots of people. So
and now computers are becoming more and more like laptops, not the other way around. Like your personal computer or your laptop is becoming more like a
tablet anyway.
Like a tablet anyway. Like.
So Apple sold more tablets than Samsung and Huawei combined in Q4 2019, with double-digit growth for the quarter and more. So from Strategy Analytics, Thursday afternoon we learned Apple and Lenovo were the only two companies in Q4 2019 to show tablet growth, with Apple at 22.7% and Lenovo at 8.3%.
That's great growth, like 22.7%.
That's year on year, that one.
Yeah.
Also, we learned that Apple was the number one smartphone vendor in the world in Q4 2019. Again, the only companies showing growth were Apple, Xiaomi, and Oppo. And Xiaomi and Oppo, it might have been because the release dates of the phone.
Yeah.
That they,
Oppo's, I understand, I've never heard of Xiaomi.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's just a brand that
they're
she's over there.
They're becoming huge.
They are, yeah.
Huge,
but Oppo over here now, I know they are huge because they do have great accessibility. Yeah. They're quite easy to use and everything like that. For the price they are, you can't fault them.
Yeah.
They're not in the same category as an iPhone. But like I said, for their price range, they're amazing.
Yeah. Now, Apple to close its entire China operation out of an abundance of caution. Apple has confirmed it is shutting down its entire operation in mainland China until at least February 9 due to the coronavirus outbreak.
Wow.
It's February 1, 2020. As of report 6:02 a.m., the coronavirus death toll is at least 259. Globally, 1,200 people are reported to be infected.
12,000?
Sorry, 12,000, yeah. Since its detection in the Chinese city of Wuhan. Cases of infection have been reported globally, including the UK, Australia. The World Health Organization has declared the outbreak a global health emergency. You might well remember the SARS epidemic that broke out in 2003, also a coronavirus. SARS infected about 8,100 people over the course of 8 months. The latest virus has surpassed that in just one. And those are just the official figures. A mathematical model has led experts from the University of Hong Kong to suggest that more than 75,000 people may have been infected by the virus in Wuhan. Make no mistake, the coronavirus outbreak is a human tragedy. Lives have been lost and may yet continue to be lost, but everything is connected to everything. This means that beyond the loss of human life, the coronavirus could prove a real problem for Apple. The Chinese city of Wuhan is a key manufacturing base in the country, a major producer of display panels. China as a whole is, of course, a manufacturing powerhouse. It's the heart and soul of Apple's supply chain. Aside from a small number of plants in India and its Texas Mac Pro facility, Apple makes nearly everything else it sells in China. It's estimated that the factory in China, which carries out the final assembly of iPhones, employs 230,000 people, more than the population of all but 83 US cities. The surrounding nations, for example Taiwan, are also key links in the Apple supply chain, and nearly all of the components required for final assembly in China itself are made in factories close by or in neighbouring countries. Labour. The problems thrown up by the coronavirus outbreak are extensive. The most obvious and immediate problem for Apple and all of the companies that use China as a manufacturing base is the impact of the human workforce in the country. If the coronavirus continues at its current rate, the impact on population could be tremendous. The Harbin province, in which Wuhan is situated, is home to 60 million people. That's a province that's like 3 times the population of Australia.
That's over double Australia.
Yeah.
Right. What have we got, 25?
25, I think,
Yeah, so...
China is an extensive country with an enormous population, so whilst it might be able to absorb the impact of a diminished workforce, there will still be an impact. Beyond the workforce is travel and movement. As a recent Forbes report noted, the problem extends well beyond manufacturing in Wuhan. The virus has struck during China's Lunar New Year celebration, a time when most work stops and many citizens return home to celebrate. Willie Shi reckons that probably every factory in China's coastal manufacturing hubs have some workers who travel home to Wuhan over the holiday. As you can imagine, the high population density, close working conditions and dormitory accommodation make for ideal conditions when it comes to spreading a virus. As such, the reopening of many of these factories has been delayed. And you can't get out of Wuhan anyway. If you went in there, you can't get out. They've closed it. They've closed basically...
And besides the manufacturing and everything like that, we just wish the people of China a speedy recovery everywhere as well.
Yeah.
But
it's not all to do with business.
Yeah, that's right. It's also got to do with human life.
Yeah, and if you lose someone, you don't want to go to work for at least a week anyway. Like, it's not like So yes, it's going to diminish the workforce, but now. Apple WebKit engineers unveil a proposal to make SMS one-time passcodes more secure. Apple's WebKit team is proposing a change to the format of SMS one-time passcodes. This is like your two-factor authentication when it chucks you a code.
Yep.
The WebKit team's hope is to make the two-factor authentication process more secure, and the proposal outlines 2 goals to help achieve that. ZNet details the proposal, which was shared by Apple engineers on GitHub this week. The first goal is to make it possible for SMS one-time passcodes to be associated with a URL. To do this, Apple engineers propose adding login URL to the SMS itself. Part 2 of the proposal centres on standardising the format of two-factor authentication SMS passcodes. This would allow browsers and mobile applications to detect the one-time passcodes and recognise the domain. From the browser or app could automatically extract the one-time passcode and complete the login operation without further user interaction. Thus far, both Google and Apple engineers have backed the proposal. Mozilla has not yet commented. They've had their own challenges with some security issues at the moment. Below is the format of the SMS one-time passcode that Apple's WebKit engineers propose. It's like a number, which is your authenticate, is your website, that'll be, is your Aussie Mac Zone authentication code at Aussie Mac Zone #number and then the number again.
Yeah.
With iOS 12, Apple added a new security code autofill feature which automatically reads MS one-time passcodes and fills them in on the originating site. The new proposal takes things to the next level with a particular focus on improving security and adding one more layer of protection for users against potential phishing attacks, which is great.
Yes, excellent.
Yes. So,
excuse me, guys.
Sorry to keep you up.
I apologise.
I know you've had a big weekend. Pardon me. So, just a reminder, I am associated with microseconds, but I'd just like to point out they're great people to deal with, awesome people. I've known them for a long time, trust them immensely, can't recommend them highly enough. Anywhere in the world you want a second-hand Mac, at least have a look at their website or give them a call. They're based at Ultimo in Sydney, really nice guys, and lady now that works there. So, microseconds.com.au. I can't recommend them enough.
Awesome.
So, gaming, my friend. Gaming.
Yes. So I bit the bullet and I thought I'd give it a go. And I'm talking about cricket through the ages. This game had me in stitches. I was laughing so much. Weird, quirky, and just a bit. It's a bit of a right. You know what I mean? Like it's a laugh. I don't even like cricket. Like I'm not a fan. I don't follow it or anything like that. But this really doesn't have much to do with cricket except for in the name and sort of how you play, I guess. Oh,
I don't know why that's so loud. Anyway, sorry. We'll go back to that one then. Sorry.
There we go. But I can't stop playing it. This game it'll be staying in my playlist for a while because it's just hilarious. It's so much fun. You get to be a dinosaur. You get to be a caveman. You get to be an astronaut. You get to be cricket players. You get to be a soccer player. You know, it's ridiculous fun. It really is. And I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 apples from the arcade store. So check that one out, guys. It's awesome. Number 2 is Grindstone. It's sort of a Viking-style warrior fighting monsters, I guess. It's a level game like Candy Crush or Sega's Gems. So, yeah, old guys. The aim is to slay the coloured monsters, as many as you can in one run. You know, so you can collect gems and get higher points, everything like that. The game's not going to win any awards for originality or anything like that, but it's addictive enough because we all love those, Tetris and Gems and Candy Crush. We all love those games. Angry Birds is a similar one as well. And so it's just, it's okay. It's a time waster, I guess. Look, I did like it, but again, there's 150,000 other games just like it. So I'm going to give it 2.5 apples out of 5. And so they're my 2 games for this week. We're going to go to entertainment now.
Excellent.
So let's check it out.
So, Apple TV Plus review. Mythic Quest, Raven's Banquet, is funny and incisive. Now, the latest series, which because of other situations didn't get to watch this weekend, the latest series to launch on Apple TV Plus is the service's first comedy series. It's clever, sometimes hilarious look at life in the offices of a gaming company and comes from a creative team behind It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, excellent.
So, yeah, that had its first episode this weekend.
I love Always Sunny. It's a fantastically written series. If it's by the same guys who did that, you can't go wrong, really.
Yeah. And I couldn't believe, I saw a picture today of the quote stars and one of the writers. And there's one guy that looks like a family associate of ours, Peter.
Yep.
Unbelievable how much he looks like
really?
This guy on the photo. I'll show you the photo afterwards. It's just, even when I blew the photo up, on the phone, I went, that's Peter.
What sort of gaming company? Are they a computer gaming company or are they like a Dungeon and Dragons sort of company?
I haven't watched it, but I think...
Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
No.
All right, we'll have to check it out. We will watch it and we will give you a review next week.
Absolutely. Definitely. Now, also, pardon me, Apple TV gains 11 new underwater screensavers for you to sit and stare at. Apple has added 11 new underwater screensavers for Apple TV HD and TV 4K users to enjoy. Anyone who is using the aerial screensaver will automatically see them added in their rotation. Now, it's interesting that nobody spotted this, but I reckon some of them came through a couple of weeks ago. Maybe not all of them.
Yeah.
But
I was going through them on the weekend.
Yeah.
I seen that. So we've got the list here, guys.
Yeah.
Do you want to read them or?
Well,
yeah.
They also appear in 4K, for best quality, depending on the hardware.
Yep.
The newer arrivals mean that there's more than 80 screensavers for Apple TVs to choose from when the user's twiddling their thumbs. The newer arrivals are Alaskan Jellies, 2x.
Yep. Tahiti waves, 2 by.
California dolphins.
They're the common bottlenose dolphins. It says that when you go into the screensaver, it tells you what they are. When you get to watch them swim around, it was a really good one that we watched.
Yeah.
We got the California kelp forest as well. That is absolutely stunning.
Yeah,
now,
you can't believe it. Like,
your TV's not 4K.
No.
And it's still just stunning.
Yeah. Costa Rica dolphins.
Yep. Was that crown nose rays?
Grey reef sharks.
Humpback whales, which that was also a really good one that I seen.
And red sea coral.
I didn't see the crown nose rays. I'd like to check that one out actually. Mason will like that one.
Yeah. What I find amazing is like when they're going through the kelp forest or in the coral.
Yeah.
There's all the fish swimming around. So whatever the camera's on, the fish don't care. They're just totally oblivious to it.
Yeah, they really
they'll
are.
Swim along. They'll just go down, bite a bit of coral or whatever, and just swim over there and come back and swim past it, and they totally just don't care what it. So whatever it is.
Yeah, I'd like to know what it is too. I think it's like a little, just a little swim can that they just don't notice.
Yeah, but it's just
the view's amazing. In the kelp forest, it swims through the kelp, and it was good fun to watch. Even though it's just a screensaver, both Michael and I were like, "Oh, wow, that's really cool." The boys were like, "Oh, look at that!" And the jelly hunter loved the jellyfish. So,
and there's so many jellyfish there.
Yeah,
so many. Which is what it was like in the Hawkesbury River, like February last year, or the year before, whenever last time we spent the weekend there. It was.
Yeah, remember we went to up the coast, down the coast. Sorry, when we stayed. We went to Bushrangers Bay.
Yeah.
And remember we went swimming and there was all the jellyfish everywhere. Yeah, that was really cool too.
Yeah. So.
Hello, Karen.
Hello, Karen. Fancy meeting you here. Now, don't forget, we're also supported by IT Help to You. ithelptoyou.com.au. You need anything Apple sorted, Apple to Windows, just give us a yelp. That's what we do. Try and help people. Now, here's one I'm sure Zarn will be interested in. You can now stop Facebook from tracking your activity on other websites. Here's how.
Excellent.
Inc.com shows us the off Facebook activity tool allows you to control what information you is tracked and associated with your Facebook account. As of Tuesday, you can now turn off the collection and sharing of data that sites and apps send to Facebook. You might have had some idea that Facebook was keeping tabs on you on what you do, but I'm willing to bet you'll be surprised by the volume of information Facebook has about you. In fact, as I wrote earlier today, and this is from Inc.com, even your Ring doorbell app is sharing information with Facebook. Websites and apps use Facebook's Pixel and software development kit to collect information about your device and your activity and send that to Facebook. Facebook uses that information to then show you targeted ads. It's why people are convinced Facebook must be listening to their conversations since they see ads in their news feed for a very products or items they were just talking about. Here's a new fact. Facebook doesn't need to listen to your conversation. It already knows so much about you, it can practically read your thoughts.
I hope you're not watching that.
If you don't believe me, the off Facebook activity tool that Facebook announced back in August is finally available. Go take a look at exactly what Facebook has collected about you. You might be surprised at all of the sites and apps you use on a regular basis who are sharing information about what you do. Here's how to find out what sites are sending information to Facebook about you. The off Facebook activity tool isn't easy to find, though you can click the link to get directly to it. If you want to navigate there, click on the drop-down caret in the top right of the desktop version of Facebook, then select Settings and your Facebook information. There you'll find an option for off Facebook activity. There you'll find a list of all the sites that are sharing information with Facebook, and you can clear your history. removing this information from your account. Turn off tracking of specific sites or disable this tracking completely. To be clear, if you turn it off, Facebook will still receive information about your activity. It just won't be associated with your account. Also, turning off this type of data sharing does mean that you won't be able to use Facebook to log into other apps or sites. Never mind that you shouldn't be using it for that very reason, but if you are, you'll be logged out and have to create a new login for those accounts and apps, and you may lose your account data, like if you've got whatever it is, you've saved points or whatever. So just be aware of that. I don't often give Facebook credit for considering the privacy interests of its users, but this is a welcome step in the right direction.
Definitely.
The company has often had a hard time balancing its need to know as much as it can about you so that it can monetize that information, with the ability for users to control what information is being collected and tracked. While there is still a lot of changes, Facebook will have to make more before it can really claim to be privacy protective platform, but this is a good start. Now, maybe they've got enough information about you now that they can start winding back. Basically.
So I'm petting the cat.
Yeah. Facebook will know.
Yeah. They're going to start sending me cat food ads. It's not my cat. So Apple,
We're just sharing it around. That's all.
so Apple providing free replacement AirPod Pros. Oh, sorry, hon. Apple providing free replacement AirPod Pro tips under Apple Care Plus. Customers who have AirPod Pros that also purchase an Apple Care Plus protection plan for $29 US appears to be able to receive free replacement tips for their AirPods. Multiple Mac rumors ready have reported being provided replacement tips at no cost after going through Apple's support repair steps for the AirPod Pros.
Yeah, so they're the little tip they pull off.
Yeah, just a little tips on the ends of your AirPods, and that you can take them off. You can clean them if you need to. Like if you lose one or you need to replace it,
and
then
you can
you've
buy
got Apple Care.
You might be getting them for nothing.
That's right.
And you buy them; they're not very expensive terms.
Yeah.
Now here's one that even you might have missed, Zarn.
Yeah.
The Apple Arcade promo whimsically takes over Apple.com. MacDaily News reports the homepage of Apple.com has been taken over by an Apple Arcade promo where game characters jump on iPhones, Sonic the Hedgehog drives around in a 16-inch MacBook Pro, other characters jump off an iPad Pro and take a seat to watch Apple TV 4K, capped by a full animation of Apple Arcade and Pac-Mac temporarily eating the disclaimer down the bottom. It reappears after a second, likely for legal reasons. Welcome home, cat.
I reckon.
So yeah, it's just a bit of fun as you're scrolling down the page. These Apple Arcade characters.
Can we do the podcast? No? Okay.
So, Apple launches 2020 Back to University offer.
Go, Tim.
Timbo, how are you?
How's your trip, mate?
9 to 5.
Sorry, that's meant to be off. I don't know why that come through.
Apple has officially started its annual Back to University promotion in Australia and New Zealand, offering a range of offers including free wireless beats and special educational pricing on a new Mac and iPad, 20% off Apple Care Plus, Apple Music student pricing and more. Products eligible for the promotion include most Mac and iPod models, including MacBook Air, Mac Pro, iMac Pro, iPad and iPad Pro. However, seems to exclude the new Mac Pro. I don't know how many students could even think about affording a new Mac Pro.
Exactly. That's probably why they've excluded it.
Each product comes with special discounted pricing and a free pair of wireless Beats by Dre headphones. Special pricing on new Mac is up to $300 off the recommended retail price and $80 off a new iPad Pro. A list of all savings by each model can be found at macpricesaustralia.com. Now, further to free Beats and special pricing, Apple is also offering 20% off Apple Care discounted Apple Music membership with free Apple TV Plus, and it's available until March 16, 2020. You can do this one.
Okay, great, yeah. Apple accepting donations for Australian bushfire relief. Also from...
Your ball.
Yep.
Sorry.
What are you doing?
Excuse me a minute, everybody.
And we have a big fat cat.
Here, sit.
So, also from Mac Price Australia, as the devastation from bushfires around Australia, because this isn't funny, I'm so sorry, becomes increasingly realised, Apple has started accepting donations by partnering with the Australian Red Cross, and is in addition to the donations Apple made themselves. Donate to Australia Bushfire Relief banners have been added to Apple's website and several of its services, including Apple Music and the iTunes Store, making it easy for customers to donate. To support the bushfire relief, the full amount donated will be transferred to the Australian Red Cross. Amounts accepted are as followed: $5, $10, $25, $50, $100, and $150.
So yeah, it's just another way of sharing the love.
Speaking of bushfires, and we just said g'day to Tim and asked him how his trip was. He said it was awesome. He also drove down the south coast and was all that and seen all the devastation the fires had done. I know that he took an empty esky with him so he could support local businesses and stuff like that. And and he went to a few different car shows and stuff like that that were all supporting and the bushfire relief.
So thank you, everybody.
Yes, thank you everyone for their support.
Yeah. Now don't forget you get the show notes each week in the upload. The link being aussiemaxzone.com.au/AMZ320. There you'll see the last 6 weeks' show notes. Don't forget you can email Zarn at aussiemaxzone.com.au or Michael at aussiemaxzone.com.au. That's the cat's going away. Obviously cranky with us. It's just the camera downstairs detecting motion was that noise.
He's now waiting for food.
Spotify, you can just search for Aussie Max Zone. Apple News, there's the Aussie Max Zone page. Thanks to our sponsors, Microseconds and IT Help to you. And most importantly, our supporters, you, our listeners. Absolutely.
Without you guys, we wouldn't be here every week. But we probably would be, but you know, we'd still be here. But on that note, an apple a day keeps the androids away. We'll see you next Monday.
Thank
you guys. Thank you.